Hi guys, did you know that Rafizi recently said that the most profitable business in Malaysia today, Malaysia 2025 lah ya, is basically corruption? Guess why he said it? Anyway, before I unpack why he said that, let me first ask you whether you know of the origin of the term Reformasi or Reformation that we have heard many people use, especially our Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim lah ya. And if you don't, let me tell you where the term comes from. The term originates from a movement in the 16th century Europe that ended the age of backwardness and ignorance in Europe and set the continent on the path of modernity, enlightenment, progress and global dominance. Before Reformasi or Reformation, Europe was shackled in ignorance and superstition. People during that time were actually burned as witches. Religious war or crusades were rampant. The church dictated life so completely that even challenging silly ideas like the sun revolves around the earth was considered a crime. At the heart of the church corruption was the sale of something known as the letters of indulgence. These were documents. What are these letters of indulgences? These were basically like a document, a letter basically, that was issued by the church in the name of God, promising forgiveness for sins like theft, adultery, or whatever, any sins or crimes that a person does, so long as the sinners paid the church. For the rich, for the nobility, this was nothing short than buying their way out of hell. It was this practice that provoked Martin Luther, the father of the European Reformation, to challenge the church in 1517. By opposing indulgences, he triggered a movement that broke Europe's chain of corruption and ignorance. I was reminded of these indulgences recently because here in Malaysia, it seems we are witnessing our own letters of indulgences. Take the case of Adam Ratlan Adam Muhammad, a Bersatu division chief who had 12 charges of corruption and money laundering connected to the controversial Jana Vibawa program. 12 charges. He was accused, amongst others, of demanding between 3.5% and 7% of a project value, taking 500,000 as an inducement to help one company, receiving 4.1 million to assist other companies. Yet, despite the seriousness of these allegations, once Adam paid a compound of 4.1 million last August, for August 18, he paid the compound. All his case was closed and he was acquitted. It is his acquittal that has prompted Rafizi to make that remark about corruption being the most profitable business in Malaysia. This is what Rafizi said in verbatim. I'm gonna read it out for you. This is what he said. This is the most profitable business. What he means is corruption. You are accused of getting 6.7 million and pay 4.1 million compound, and you still have 2.6 million. This is a profit margin of 39% without having to do anything. Rafizi said to criticize the acquittal of Adam Ratlan. Adam Ratlan's acquittal is also not the only letter of indulgences that we are seeing in Reformasi Malaysia 2025. Take the case of the 170 million ringgit seizure of asset connected to former Prime Minister Ismail Sabri, for example. I think most of us would remember a few months ago, MACC had seized 170 million ringgit worth of assets. And after they seized it, the authorities have in June decided to file a court application to seek for the forfeiture of the 170 million worth in asset that was allegedly linked to Ismail Sabri Yaakob, our former Prime Minister. But guess what, But guess what? They wanted to forfeit the 170 million, but they do not seem to be that interested to press any criminal charges against Ismail Sabri for having the 170 million in the first place. Neither Ismail Sabri nor any of this is aid. It doesn't look like the authorities are that interested to press charges against them. It is going to be September now, and judging by how there has not been any new development or news in the last couple of months, the forfeiture application was done in June. Now it's going to be September in a couple of days. Guess what? I'm gonna bet a ringgit and 30 cents that we are never gonna see any charges being laid on Ismail Sabri of any of his associates in regards to the 170 million ringgit worth of asset lah. Now, when you look at all these cases, these two cases at least, this is what I see. If you replace church with our government, if you replace indulgence letter with terms like compounds or forfeitures, if you replace the term European nobility with Malaysian's political elite, the resemblance is uncanny. The rich and powerful today, like Adam Ratlan or the Ismail Sabri circle, seem to be able to purchase modern day indulgences or pay back a part of the loot to our church and be absolved from their crime or their sin. But here lies the irony. 6 centuries ago, such a corruption would have provoked the likes of Martin Luther, the father of the European Reformation, to rise, lead a revolution and bring down the corrupt structure and take Europe out of backwardness and corruption and ignorance and lead it towards enlightenment, modernization, and perhaps even greatness. In Malaysia, however, the same practices seems to be occurring right under the watch of the man that we all hail as the father of Reformasi, Anwar Ibrahim. It is occurring under his watch. I find that ironic. Don't you guys find that absolutely ironic? Reformation, Reformasi, which broke Europe's chain of backwardness, ignorance, and corruption, might be leading Malaysia to the exact same place. How tragic is that? Anyway, I just want you guys to think about the irony of that. That's why I'm doing this episode. And saying that's all that I have for you guys on this episode. As always, do think about what you heard, and that's all. Just think about it. Just let it roll in your mind. I hope to see you again in the next episode. I don't know what else to say, guys, other than thanks for watching and have a great day, guys. Have a great day. Bye bye. Take care.